morning, everybody. This is week 5 of our beginner series. If you've just joined up for the beginner series, it's okay. Each class is taught as if it's a beginner class, and we just add different things to each class to kind of mix it up a little bit. But the whole series will be geared towards beginners and taught with a lot of instruction and at a much slower pace. If you've just signed up for this program or you're new to yoga and just trying it out for this month, all the other classes are on the online studio, so you can just hop on and watch those anytime you like. And also, if you have any questions, concerns, or some things don't feel right for you, make sure you let us know. One of the key things with yoga is to remember it's your practice. So if something doesn't feel right, your body just doesn't want to do it, or you're struggling with it, you definitely want to make sure that you let us know so we can give you modifications or options, or maybe we just end up skipping that altogether. It's something that it's not going to be in your practice. And when I say that, everybody has that. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing yoga. Like for me, there's things I don't have a desire to do, my body doesn't want to do, and I just don't do them, or I don't practice them, and that's perfectly normal. So it's all about acceptance too, just accepting where you are and what feels right for your body and what you want to do to practice. And you also, on the other side of that, we do have to push ourselves a little bit. So it's about, pushing yourself, but not really trying to injure yourself, and not, going over and above what your body should be doing. It's about just walking that fine line so that you're feeling something, you're getting a benefit out of the practice, and you're also protecting yourself and being safe. So remember, it's your practice. If anything doesn't feel right, just sit that one out and make sure you let us know. Before we start, in the last few weeks, we've done some sun salutations, and that's where we're doing the chaturanga, where we're in our knee position and then kind of lowering down like in a push-up. It's really important before we start this class. I just want to go over this with you because a lot of injuries in yoga happen when people practice yoga and they don't have core strength. So you'll notice we do work on a lot of that in our classes. And you let in this position, a lot of times what we do is we want to do the worm when we come down here. What's important here is you have the tops of your feet on the mat. There's a straight line from the back of your knees all the way to the back of your head. My hips aren't back like that. So it's a plank, but it's a modified plank. And when we lower down, our knees are just going to be the hinge for that. So you want to make sure the whole body can touch at the same time. What you want to avoid is that worm where the hips come down and then the rest of the body lays down. Because what will happen is you can hurt your lower back doing that. So if you have a hard time with that, one of our newer yogis sent me a message that she was having a hard time with that. It's just a lack of having the arm strength and core strength. So one way to build up that arm and shoulder strength is, and I think you'll be able to see it if I go on this wall, stand in front of a wall, but put your feet back. Put your hands about chest height, and I know my back's at you, but I don't have another wall I can do this on. And then just kind of do a push-up to that wall and push yourself back out. And then what you'll do is you'll start building that arm strength, and you can bring your feet back further, whatever works for you. So if you're back here, just try to keep the back straight, bend the elbows, come forward, and inhale, straighten the arms. So that's one way to build that strength. And just be cognizant of it when you're coming down from that plank, modified plank position, that you are trying to keep the back straight and the knees are just hinging, all the weight's hinging from that knee and coming down in one motion. I'm just lighting some incense. One of the great things to practicing at home is you can bring some aromatherapy into your practice. In the studio, we don't do that just because some people don't like the scents. Uh, but when you're practicing at home, you can get a infuser, diffuser, candles, anything that works for you. Incense, it's a great way to add a little bit to your practice. So we're going to get ready to start here. Grab a nice, comfortable seated position. Nice straight spine. And whenever we're in a seated position, we're trying to extend that spine up towards the sky, crown of the head up towards the sky. And maybe bring those shoulders up near your ears and roll them down your back. Opening the chest. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands to heart center, thumbs on sternum, and a light bow to your head. And just take a moment to give yourself some gratitude for coming to your mat today, for making your health and well-being a priority, and for just setting this time apart for yourself. And when you're ready, you can rub your hands together and build up some friction in the palms. And when they get nice and warm, you can just transfer that heat to your heart center and let the heat leave your hands and enter your chest. You can blink your eyes open. And we're going to come to a comfortable standing position. Up nice and tall. Have the feet maybe a little wider than hip width. Palms are facing forward. Shoulder blades are together, almost like you're holding a pencil between the shoulder blades. And just deep inhales. Try and extend the length of that inhale. And exhaling completely. When you're ready with your next exhale, just lower your chin to chest and let your head hang there. We're not reaching our head for the ground, we're just letting it hang. With your next inhale, roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Exhale, come back to center. And inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, back to center. And one more time through. Inhaling, ear to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And this time when we go right, left, we're going to go all the way around 2 times, making sure we don't pinch our neck in the back. And then all the way around 2 times the other way. And when you're done all those rotations, we'll meet back at our chin to chest. With an inhale, bring your gaze up, nice neutral head position, crown of the head up towards the sky. And we're just going to warm up our whole body. So with an inhale, matching your breath to your movement, extend those arms way up overhead and really reach for the sky. And then with the exhale, turn your palms out and bring your arms down by your side. So this movement's all at your own pace. Inhaling the arms up and exhaling the arms down. Your arms are over your head, you can leave them there. Really extend, reaching up as far as you can. We're going to interlock our fingers and turn our palms up towards the sky. And frame your head inside your arms. We don't want the arms coming forward or back. Exactly right up around the head. And with an exhale, we're just going to lean right, letting that torso elongate, stretching that left side, and maybe you can slide those hips out to the left a little. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, lean left. Keeping our shoulders flat against an imaginary wall. We don't want this right shoulder to come forward. We want to keep it flat against the wall. Inhale, come back up to center. And one more time through. Exhale, go right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, left. We never hold our breath in yoga, so we're always breathing. Inhale, come back up to center. Reach those arms up for the sky, and with an exhale, turn the palms out and bring the arms down by your side. Now with an inhale, we're going to open the arms out to the side in the T position. And with an exhale, just give yourself a hug and pay attention to which arm's on top and which is on bottom, and just switch that each time. Once again, your breath, your movement. Next time your arms are open out to the side, you can leave them there and turn your palms up to the sky. And with an inhale, bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Exhale, extend the arms. Next time your fingertips are on your shoulders, you can leave them there. And we're going to make real big circles with the elbows. And you can change directions. You can come to stillness and keep those shoulder blades back. And with an exhale, we're just going to touch our elbows out in front. Inhale, open them out to the sides. Exhale, touch. Inhale, open. And next time your elbows are touching, you can stay there. And we're going to extend the arms out in front and turn our palms to the ground. And just make a real tight fist and release. And really engage your fingers, all the muscles in your forearms. Next time you have a fist, you can leave it balled up, and without moving your arms, just make some circles with the wrist. And we'll change directions. You can come to stillness and open your hands. And with an exhale, point your fingers towards the ground. Inhale, raise them up towards the sky. Come to stillness, and we're going to bend our elbows so our hands are at chest height, and gently just twist from side to side. There's no pain or discomfort, just bringing gentle movement to the back. And when you twist left, your right heel can come up, and vice versa. And you can come to stillness and release your arms down by your sides. You can place your hands on your hips, and we're going to imagine there's 4 bells hanging around us, and we're just going to ring those bells with our hips. So ring the one on the side, ring that front bell, the other side, and the bell behind you. And just protect your lower back when you ring that front bell. And you can change directions. stillness. We're going to place our hands just above our knees and put a bend in our knees, and then just make some circles with the legs. Change directions. And you can come to stillness. And you can leave this right foot on the ground like that, or if you'd like to lift it. Either way, we're just going to make circles with the ankle. Trying not to move the leg if we're lifting the foot. Just the ankles moving. Change directions. And we're going to switch legs. And change directions. You can place that foot down. And just take a quick Tadasana, up nice and tall, the weight's evenly distributed in the feet, crown of the head is up towards the sky. Shoulder blades are back like you're holding a pencil between your shoulder blades, and palms are facing forward. Your arm position is just whatever is natural if you're holding the arms down when you have the palms facing forward. So your hands might be closer to your hips than mine, but wherever the arms stop, I'm not holding my arms, that's just where they stop. It's a great resting position. And you can blink your eyes open. And we're going to work on a few forward folds. And remember, with our forward folds, a little different than when we were in gym class or PE. We tried to keep the legs straight and really reach and force it. We don't want a lot of pain or discomfort in the hamstring. So if you have to bend the knees, it's about trying to bring your chest as close to your thighs as you can get it. And if you need to bend the knees to make that happen, it's okay. We're about elongating the spine and bringing the crown of the head closer to the ground. So we'll just do a few forward folds. So we're going to take an inhale and send both arms way up overhead. And with an exhale, we'll turn our palms out and swan dive forward. Coming into that forward fold, bringing the crown of the head towards the mat. You can interlock your hands to elbows and just bring some gentle movement to the spine. Swaying back and forth. You can come to stillness and exhale, release the arms. Put a micro bend in the knees and inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, your arms up overhead. And exhale, release the arms. And we're going to do one more of those and we'll add on to it. So big inhale, both arms up overhead. With an exhale, turn the palms out and swan dive forward. You can bend those knees. On the next inhale, we're going to do a halfway lift. So we're going to place our hands on our thighs. If the legs are bent, straighten those legs and lift the back up to a nice flat back. Pull your shoulder blades back. Push your hips back, neck and head forward, and you can lift your gaze just a little bit if you would like, not pinching the neck, but maybe looking 4 feet in front of you on the mat, the ground. And I'll turn sideways so you can see. That area between the shoulder, like right with the shoulder blades, a lot of times we all want to hunch that forward. Focus on dropping that down and pulling the shoulders back and have a nice flat back. When you're ready with an exhale, we're going to forward fold. Micro bend to knees, and with an inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, release the arms down by the side. And just take a quick Tadasana and check in with your body. See how that felt. You can blink your eyes eyes open, and we're going to do that same sequence and end up in down dog. So down dog, remember, is an inverted V. We want to have our hands on one side of the mat and our feet that way, and our hips are going to be high. And the goal here is to try to push our chest towards our legs. We don't want to be in a plank. We want to be in like a V shape, an upside down V. So that's what we're going to try to reach today. So we're going to use that same sequence. So big inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward with a flat back. And once again, you can bend the knees if you have to. With an inhale, we're going to do a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Stay here for a few breaths. Engage your belly in halfway lift too. Don't let it just hang passively. Engage it. Tighten it up a little bit, but you have to keep breathing. And when we're ready with our next exhale, we're going to bend our knees, plant our hands, and step back to a down dog. And once again, you can pedal your feet here, bringing some movement to the calves and ankles. Pushing that chest towards the knees or thighs. Maybe with an inhale, come up real high on your tiptoes. Exhale, sink those heels to the mat, push the chest towards knees. Inhale, up real high on tiptoes. Exhale, sink those heels, chest towards knees. When we're ready with an inhale, we're going to come down to our knees and get ready for a modified plank. So make sure your wrist, elbows, and shoulders are in line. Tops of your feet are on the mat. And there's a straight line from the back of my knee all the way up my thigh, over my glute, up my back to the back of my head. So you want to make sure you're here. We don't want those hips back. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready with an exhale, the whole body is going to come down at the same time. With an inhale, we're just going to lift our head and chest for cobra. Tops of the feet are pushed into the mat, hips are pushed into the mat, and relax your glutes. Also, you don't want a lot of pressure on your hands, so I can lift my hands and there's nothing changes with my torso. This is a baby cobra. When you're ready with your next exhale, lower your chin, your chest down. We're going to roll our toes, and with an inhale, push all the way back to down dog. Look between your hands and walk or step to a forward fold. Micro bend the knees and big inhale up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, release the arms. And just something I want to address with pushing back to down dog. That takes a lot of strength. So if you're in that baby cobra and you come down and going back to down dog, you're more than welcome to push up, come to hands and knees, roll the toes, and then go back to down dog. Once again, it's about listening to your body and seeing where you are. Up nice and tall. We'll take a quick Tadasana. We're only going to do that one sun salutation today. Open, and whenever we're taking a Tadasana, if you need to grab a drink or at any time during practice, please do. Up nice and tall. We're going to go back to our hands and knees, and we're going to get there through down dog. So up nice and tall. Inhale, both arms up overhead. With an exhale, we're going to swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the difference between this one and the first one. We'll stay here for a little bit. Nice deep breaths. next exhale, we're going to bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back to down dog. And we'll stay here for a few breaths also. If you happen to be in down dog and you have a lot of pressure on your wrist, just curl your fingertips in a little bit and apply some pressure there till like the right under the nail turns white. It'll alleviate some of the wrist pain. When you're ready with an exhale, we're going to come down to our hands and knees. If you need a mat or blanket under your knees, feel free to put that there. What's really important here is the tops of the feet are on the mat. The knee and hip are in line. My back is nice and flat, and my wrist, elbows, and shoulders are in line. And your knees are about hip width apart, so they're just coming straight down from the hips. And we're going to do some cat cows. So with an inhale, we're going to drop our belly, send our hips and head up for a cow. Exhale, cat. Arch the back, chin the chest, and roll the pelvis forward. Inhale, cow, and just do these at your own pace. And always exhaling on cat. After your next cat, you can come to a nice neutral spine, flat back. Now with an inhale, we're going to send our right leg straight back, but try to keep it level with your spine. We don't want it up too high or down low. We want it nice and level. And you can stay here if you'd like. The toes, make sure they're pointed towards the ground. If you want to add on, you can extend that left arm, thumb the ceiling. So turn that hand sideways. It's a bit of a balance pose, and breathe. And when you're ready with an exhale, you can place that hand and knee down and roll out your right wrist if you'd like. And we'll do the other side. So with an inhale, we're going to send that left leg straight back. And if you want to add on, extend that right arm, thumb the ceiling. And just check in, the toes are pointed towards the ground, and we want that leg as level with our back as we can get it. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can bring that right hand and left knee down. And we're going to come up high on our knees now. And we're going to place our right foot out to the side. And we want that right foot parallel with our mat if you're sideways on your mat like I am. And we want to see if you can get the whole sole of the right foot down on the mat. And then with an inhale, you're going to bring both arms way up overhead. And exhale, fold over that right leg. And once again, we want to be flat against an imaginary wall. We don't want this left shoulder coming forward. We want to reach across our body. Right arm comes down to right leg, no pressure. Elongating that left side. If you get a cramp or uncomfortable feeling in this right hip, just bring the right leg in and give it a little break. And you can come back to it if you'd like. Inhale, bring both arms up overhead. Now with an exhale, we're going to forward fold and bring our hands down in front of our face. And then with an inhale, send that right arm up to the sky. Looking up at that right arm. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Now trying not to push off of the mat, so we're going to try to use our core here. Try to bring both arms with an inhale up overhead. Now on an exhale, we're going to place our left hand down on the mat and right arm way up overhead. Once again, shoulders are flat against an imaginary wall. There's a straight line from the right foot to the right fingertips. You can stay here if you'd like, or if you'd like to engage your core, lift that left hand up off the mat, or you can put that left arm out overhead Make sure you continue to breathe though. Now without pushing off, with an inhale, come back up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to do the other side. So left leg's out to the side. Whole sole of the left foot is on the mat. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And exhale, fold over that left leg. And I see some people just joined us. This is our week 5 beginner class. Once again, make sure the shoulders are flat against an imaginary wall. Reaching that right arm over, and no pressure on this left arm. Inhale, both arms back up overhead. And with an exhale, place your hands down in front of you. And with an inhale, send that left arm up to sky. Looking up at that left hand if you can. Exhale, bring that left hand down. And once again, without pushing off, we're trying to use our core here. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring that right hand down to mat. Left arm way up overhead, straight line from the left foot to the left fingertips. You can stay here or lift that right hand, engage your core, or bring that right arm up. Really engage the core, but you have to keep breathing. Now using your core, inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to come back to our hands and knees. And just take a quick child's pose. So you want to put your knees about mat width apart and touch your big toes together. Sink your hips down to your heels and then elongate the torso and bring your forehead down to mat. Nice deep breath here. It's a great resting pose. Whenever we're on our knees and in a down dog, you can come down to child's pose and take a rest if you need one. Ready with an inhale, you can push yourself back up to hands and knees. And we're going to do a supported side plank today. So we're going to place our left hand directly in front of our face on the mat and our left knee in line with that. And then when you're ready, you can send your right foot back and right arm up to sky. We want the shoulders up against an imaginary wall. You can also, if you want to add on, lift that right leg and work on balance. Nice deep breaths. And with an exhale, you can come back to hands and knees, and we'll do the other side. So your right hand's going to be in front of your face and the right knee's in line with that. And then send that left leg back and left arm up to sky. Nice deep breaths here. You can stay right here or lift that left leg and breathe. When you're ready with an exhale, you can bring it all down. And we'll come back to our hands and knees. And we're going to go back to down dog, but before we do, we're just going to hover our knees. So roll your toes and inhale, lift those knees about 5 or 6 inches off the mat. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready with an inhale, push all the way back to down dog. You can look between your hands And walker step to a forward fold. Micro bend the knees and big inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, release the arms and just take a quick Tadasana. Check in with your body. Open. And we're going to do a Warrior One sequence today. Up nice and tall at the front of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. And when you're ready, we're going to step our right foot back. And it doesn't matter how far we step it back, but what matters is that whole foot is grounded. And the toes are pointing to the outer right edge of your mat. You want to have a bend in this left knee and make sure that heel or ankle and knee are stacked over each other. And we want this back leg straight. We don't want to bend in it, so it's got to be straight. The next important thing with body posture is this right hip has to face forward. If you can't get it to come forward, just move that right foot in a little bit. So once the hip is forward, the chest is forward, engage your arms. And we want to make sure our shoulders are away from our ears, so you can even goalpost the arms a little if you want. It's really about opening that chest up. Nice deep breaths here. And we're going to bring a little movement to this. So with an inhale, bring the arms up real high. Exhale, bring the arms down. Let the hands touch out front. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center and up overhead. And we'll do one more of those. Exhale, the arms down. Hands touch out front. Inhale, heart center and up overhead. Now with an exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And now we're going to go to crescent lunge, high crescent lunge. So we're going to turn our right foot so we're on the ball of our right foot and our right knee, our right heel is off the mat. That right leg is straight again. And then when you're ready, inhale the arms up. Focus on pulling those shoulders back and opening the chest. With our next exhale, we're going to plant both hands next to our left foot and then lower down onto the right knee and put the top of the right foot on the mat. We're going to rise up and put both hands on this left knee and just pulse your hips forward a little bit, and you're going to feel something in this right thigh and hip flexor. When you feel something that you can live with, and we feel like that's engaged, on the next inhale, send both arms up overhead. Nice deep breaths here. Once again, pulling those shoulders back, so if you goalpost the arms, it's okay. Nice deep breaths here. With our next exhale, we're going to put both our hands around this left foot again, and we're going to push back to half monkey. So with an inhale, we're going to straighten this left leg and send our left toes up to the sky. Bring your torso nice and high. It's a little bit of a balance pose. And with an exhale, fold and try to bring your chest towards your knee. Don't reach your head for the ground. We don't want to hunch our back or arch our back. We want to keep a straight spine, bringing the chest as close to the knee as we can get it. for half monkey. Breathe deeply here. And with an exhale, we're going to bend that left knee, put the left foot back on the mat. Put both hands around that left foot. We're going to roll our right toes and lift our right knee so we're back in that lunge position. And then just step forward to a standing position. And we're going to do the other side. So up nice and tall, hands at heart center. And when you're ready, we're going to step that left foot back. Once again, make sure you have all the positions right. The whole left foot is grounded. If you can see my toes, if I draw a line from them, it's up here. We don't want it going out to the side in this asana. Ankle and knee are in line. Bend in the right knee. And then make sure this left hip is coming forward. Chest is forward. Engage your arms for warrior one. And these are strong arms, so engage your triceps. Make your fingers strong. If somebody pushes on your arms, they shouldn't really move. We want to build strength here, so make those arms strong. I'm going to bring some movement on this side also, so inhale, arms up high. Exhale, down to the side, hands touch out front. Inhale, hands to heart center, arms back overhead. And do one more of those, exhaling down and out front. Inhaling heart center and overhead. With an exhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center and we're going to go to high crescent lunge. So turn that left foot so you're on the ball of the foot and the toes. The heel is off the mat and that leg is straight. And when you're ready, engage the arms for high lunge. Nice deep breaths. Make sure your chest is open, so pull those shoulder blades back. When you're ready with an exhale, we're going to place both hands around that right foot. Lower that left knee and put the top of the left foot on the mat. Then bring your hands up to your right knee. And just pulse those hips forward. When you find something in this left leg you can live with and you feel it engage, engage the arms. Nice deep breaths here. Pulling those shoulders back. When you're ready with an exhale, we're going to place both hands around this right foot and we're going to push back to half monkey on this side. So straighten that right leg, right toes come up to sky. Bring your torso nice and high. Big inhale. And with an exhale, bring the chest towards the knee. Nice deep breaths. If you have too much pain in this calf, you can always put that foot flat on the mat. But if not, keep those toes up towards the sky. With an exhale, we're going to bend that right knee and plant that right foot. Place your hands next to your right foot. Roll the left toes and lift that left knee. And then just step forward to a standing position and take a Tadasana. Nice deep breaths. Open. And we're going to do a Warrior 2 sequence today also. So up nice and tall, we're going to step back into that. So we're going to be up nice and tall, hands at heart center. And we're going to step our right foot back. And this time the foot position is very different. It's going to be parallel to the end of the mat. So my toes are pointing towards the camera. So it's going parallel to the end of the mat. There's a bend in my left knee. But what's really important here, and I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it, that this left knee is open. We don't want this knee coming in. So you have to do the best you can to get that leg open. If you're having a hard time, just move this foot closer. The other thing that's really important with the feet is if I drew a line from my left heel, it would meet the middle of my right arch. So once again, we're in that pushed up against the wall position. Once we have all that set, make sure your torso is right above your pelvic floor. We don't want to lean forward or back. And then engage your arms. Looking over that left middle and ring finger, you can check in with that right arm that it's level. Pulling the shoulders back. And once again, these are strong arms here also. With our next inhale, we're going to go to reverse warrior. So we're going to flip that left hand, bring the right hand down our right leg, left arm way up overhead and looking at that left hand, feeling the stretch in that left side. Nice deep breaths here. With an exhale, we're going to come back to warrior two. Can bend this left arm and just put it inside the left thigh or on the left thigh, but don't put all your weight on it. And we're going to bring this right arm up overhead and a straight line from our right foot to our right fingertips for side angle. You can also, if you want to use your core, pull that left arm up, shoulders are flat against an imaginary wall, and breathe. With an inhale, we're going to come back to warrior two. Now we're going to go to side triangle, so we're going to straighten this left leg and push our hips back. Exhale, reach forward, and then bring this left hand down to left calf or ankle, right arm up to sky. And you can look up at that right arm. Nice deep breaths here. And with an inhale, we're going to come back to warrior two. Make sure you have the bend in that left knee. Just place your hands on your hips and turn your left toes so they're facing the same way as the right. So we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So with an exhale, forward fold all the way down. And you can bring your hands down to the mat, bringing the crown of the head towards the mat. We're going to place our left hand directly in front of our face on the ground and inhale that right arm up to sky. Exhale, bring that right hand down, place it in front of your face and inhale that left arm up to sky. Exhale, bring that left hand down. Put a micro bend in your knees, place your hands on your hips, and with an inhale, come all the way up to standing. And step to the front of your mat. We'll do the other side. Up nice and tall. Step that left foot back. And once again, we want that left foot parallel to the end of the mat. Heel arch alignment. This right knee is open, so if I look down the inner thigh, I can see my toes. Weight is right above the pelvic floor. And inhale, arms up for warrior two. Nice deep breath here. You can always check in with that back arm, that you're level, looking over that right middle and ring finger. flip that right palm. Bring the left hand down left leg. Right arm way up overhead. And looking at that right hand. Make sure you still have that bend in the right knee. And breathe. And there's no pressure on this left leg with the left hand. It's just resting there. With an exhale, we're going to come back to warrior two. Bend this right arm, place it on the right thigh, and send that left arm way up overhead. Shoulders flat against an imaginary wall, and not dumping all the weight into that right leg. You can also send right arm overhead. Use your core and breathe. With our next inhale, we're going to come back to warrior two. And we're going to go to side triangle. So straighten that right leg and send the hips back. Exhale, reach forward and down with that right hand. Left arm up to sky. When you're ready with an inhale, bend that right knee and come back to warrior two. Place your hands on your hips and turn your right toes so they're facing the same direction as left. Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. You can bring your hands down to the mat. Now with your next exhale, just walk your hands over towards your right foot. If you can touch it, great. If not, just get as close as you can. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, walk over towards the left foot. Inhale, come back to center. Place your hands on your hips, micro bend the knees, and inhale, come all the way up to standing. And just step to the front of your mat and take a quick Tadasana. Up nice and tall, shoulders back. Breathing deeply. And we're going to blink our eyes open and we're going to come to a seated position. And we're going to get there through squat. So if you have bad knees or don't want to do squat, you can go to seated now. If you want to do squat, you want to have your feet about mat width apart and going outward just a little. Hands are going to be at heart center. Inhale up nice and tall. With an exhale, just squat down. But remember, when your heels come off the mat, that's when you want to stop. So most of your weight's going to transfer back to your heels. If you can put your elbows inside your knees, and apply a little pressure, it'll help open up that inner thigh and groin area. And just breathe. Nice deep breaths. Your hands down on the mat and come to a comfortable seated position. If you have a hard time coming to seated position, one trick, a lot of times if you're not used to sitting cross-legged on the floor, just roll up a little blanket or towel and it'll help keep your body up straight and open the hips a little bit. I just feel more comfortable sitting on something, but listen to your body. Some people are fine to sit there. But I know when I first started yoga and I tried to do this, my knees were here and I felt like I was falling back. So just something underneath you really does help. Up nice and tall with a straight spine. And with an inhale, send both arms way up overhead. And we're going to do a seated twist here. So with an exhale, place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand behind your back. The spine is up nice and tall. And then we're going to twist from our rib cage. Nice deep breaths. pressure on the neck. The head's just turning and stopping. We're not cranking the neck or putting any pressure on that. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind back. The spine is straight and we're twisting from the ribs. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Once again, trying to bring your chest towards the ground, not reaching your head for the ground. When we try to reach our head, we're not helping ourselves. We're just stretching the neck and putting undue stress on our neck. It's about let that neck stop wherever the spine stops. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And exhale, release your arms down by your sides. And we're going to come to a laying position now. So you want to lay nice and flat. And with an inhale, just pull your knees to chest and gently rock side to side. And you can come to stillness. And we're going to do a happy baby, which is an inversion. So we're going to reach between our legs and grab your feet, ankles, or calves, whatever you can reach. And then just send the soles of your feet up to the sky with a nice bend in the knees, keeping that lower back in contact with the ground. Just breathing, maybe rocking gently side to side. Come to stillness. We're going to let our feet go and bring them down as close to our hips as we can get them. And then just touch the soles of your feet together and let your legs butterfly out to the side for reclined bound angel. Have your arms down by your sides, palms up if you can. And just stay here for a few breaths, relaxing the hips and inner thigh, and let the legs just sit there with no movement. And you can stay in this position for Shavasana, or if you'd like to take a traditional Shavasana, use your hands to push your knees together and then extend your legs out flat along your mat and have your feet about mat width apart, and let your toes just fall off to the outside. Have your arms down by your sides and maybe your hands are about 12 inches off of your hips. And you can be palms up or palms down, whatever's more comfortable for you. And we'll stay here in Shavasana for a few moments to finish practice. Relax any tension in your face. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Maybe put a slight space between your lips. Relax any tension in your shoulders and upper arms. And with your next exhale, let go of any tension in your forearms and hands. With your next exhale, let go of any tension in your torso and just let it sink into your mat with the exhale. Relax any tension in your hips. Let go of any tightness in your thighs or calves. With your next exhale, let any tension in your body Just sink into your mat. Let your chest and belly move freely with each inhale and exhale. And if thoughts come to your mind, let them float away with the exhale. There's no movement here, so really focus on your breath in Shavasana. Trying to extend the inhales as long as you can, and have the exhale match the inhale in duration, but still exhaling completely. Slowly bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your wrists and ankles or rock your head from side to side. And when you're ready with your eyes closed, roll onto your left or right side. Shavasana is corpse pose. It's symbolic of leaving behind what you'd like to leave behind in practice, starting your day and life from this point forward. And when you're ready with your eyes closed, push yourself up into a comfortable seated position with Anjali Mudra hands or prayer hands, your thumbs on sternum, and a light bow to your head. Yoga is a journey, and I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey today. The only difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Well, thank you for being here. If you have any questions or feedback, please let us know. There's always options and modifications for all the asanas you do, so we can always try to find something that works better for you if something we didn't. But it's really just about coming, being present, and trying. And then the more you are present and trying, the easier things become. And it's really just a process, but it's yoga has so many benefits, and we're so happy to have such interest from beginners to join the studio and try it. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.